So I've been invited as a block something. I'm going down there now.
Who ends up in that first spot? That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big one. Connor McJesus. Let's auction this sucker off. I'll start with a $500 bid for that token.
One guy was saying that he experienced theft today, which is really disappointing. A really big Patrick Mahomes card was yanked from his showcase. Hopefully the guy finds a card and gets it back, finds the two people who grabbed it. The situation resolves itself somehow.
Table, I thought the bin was that.
Right.
And it wasn't like set up the same way.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know where that bin would be now.
That's when you find stuff in bargain bins, you have to get them. Especially at big shows like this, you're not going to remember where stuff is. $10 still good on this card. So this is going to be the 97 Pinnacle Artist Proof Barry Sanders. Biggest card ever. After this, I'm going to stop collecting. All those years for this transaction.
Just for this one.
Just for this card. Actually, yeah, here, there's 20.
The Brinks truck.
So Pinnacle went bankrupt in 1998. And the biggest reason being, a couple reasons for this. Pinnacle released so many products over the years. They really started out in 1988 with Score. And then in 1992, they released their Pinnacle arm. And then in 1998, they kind of hung it up. And they were preparing stuff to be released still in 98 that never was actually officially released, but was made. And so you're finding what were called bankruptcy copies, bankruptcy examples. They're sets that were made for release but were never officially released. Those cards hold dearly high values for player collectors because there's no record of their existence really until you find them. This is not one of those cards. This is a standard card that was released and was packed out, and it's just a really great. It uses the Dufex technology, almost the entire card except for the and the player photo. It's the whole card is Dufex, which is kind of their trademark. Their Dufex technology was something they only did.
Looks nice.
It's a really beautiful card, great stuff. I always liked Barry Sanders. He's one of the core guys in football, and I don't think that he won a Super Bowl. I think he's one of those guys like Dan Marino. He was very good.
So
it's like Bo Jackson.
He could have been a
Emmitt
quarterback
Smith.
and just run the ball every time.
Right. And then the gentleman had it in the showcase yesterday. I found it, didn't buy it then. Figured I'd get it now because I know when I go home I'm going to be like, I wish I would have bought the Barry Sanders. So there you have it. 1997 Pinnacle Artist Proof Barry Sanders. Dan Marino had an appearance in Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And Barry Sanders unfortunately did not. Isotoners. All right, so we're gonna test out the microphone. It's way further down on my VIP pass now. It was way up here. It's popping when I was talking, so I want to see if this helps. And we're just gonna walk around. So now this Sundays, so people start to pack up on Sundays, and then you can kind of see that there's already some bunch of empty tables. So this is great. I love this. Love that. That's so rad. The 90s. So that's the first pack-issued, authenticated, certified autograph for baseball. I think in the entire hobby of sports cards, actually, this guy here. The thing about that card is that every serial number ending with 2 zeros, Reggie Jackson signed Mr. October on it. So there are 25 Mr. October versions of this card. I used to have this very card, and then I sold it on eBay. For all I know, it's the same one. I don't even know. That is sweet. Did you spend any time going through these? This might be a good box. You wanna see a strategy how I go through boxes like this really fast? Here's how I go through boxes like this really quickly. I grab a stack pretty hefty. I let it fall from my left hand to my right hand like this, and I can pretty much pick out stuff that I recognize really fast.
That's it?
That's all I do.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
If something catches my eye that I recognize, then I pull it out. But I'm not stuck sitting here for 4 hours going through whatever.
I get through one row and I'm like out of patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what that. Like I saw a mosaic parallel.
Right, and you're like,
Yeah.
it catches your eye.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'll go through a whole. I'm already one row in. We're not even a minute into doing this.
48 seconds in. Okay.
Because there are so many boxes like this at shows like this, which is a good thing, but I don't want to spend a whole day going through one guy's box. I want to get through it quickly, so this is the best way for me to do it. And then I go through this row, which is really tight, but you get the idea. That helps me get through, a whole table of like this kind of stuff in less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'm take my stuff up 15 minutes into the show, and then I can go on my way and do it again with another guy's table. It's really efficient. So look at the boxes here. What we've got here is 3 rows. This is a super shoe box, as you know. This row here has a little bit, quite a bit more space for picking up easily, fast. This is a little bit less, but you can still get in there and get a piece like pretty quickly. This one, there's no room. It's difficult. This is a problem. So what I like to do is just grab a few out, like a good stack, put them over here, and you can start the row and then go through it. I think it's like, I don't like this stuff. This is about as much as I like to go on spacing. I like to have a little bit to put my thumb in there. So when you're putting your boxes out for shows, just don't jam them in like that. Get your Hunchback of Notre Dame cards here. I just picked up this Ryan Leaf card from 1998 Skybox Premium Intimidation Nation. It's a really tough set to get. 15 cards. Made this set in baseball, and they're serial numbered. In football, they're not serial numbered. They just have a standard back with no print on it. Got it for $5, which I thought was a good deal. These were inserted at high insertion ratios. 4 p.m. on Sunday, and the show's pretty much done. In fact, let me show you what this looks like. What's up? This is Patrick of Radicards.com, and I'm going to discuss a couple cards that I got at the Dallas Card Show that took place in July. I got 3 raw and 3 graded, so let's just jump right into it here. Now, I do a lot of bargain bin digging, as you know, and I found this card in one of the bins for $1. This is 2017 Stadium Club Gold Minted Randy Johnson. I thought this was a good ad for $1. These were hard to pull. I don't have any of the Frank Thomas cards, at least not at the time of this recording. I like what Topps does with Stadium Club Leather, and I think that these cards look awesome. And they have that classic reflective refractor shine to them. They're just really cool looking cards. So for $1, wanted to grab that. I thought that was an awesome buy. 2010 Bowman Chrome John Lackey Superfractor. So this particular card was either found on that Thursday or that Friday. I made a note of where it was located. It's, it comes from one of my favorite sets, 2010 Bowman Chrome. Not a rookie card. John Lackey was well into his career at this point. So the seller and I talked for a bit, and I explained to him, a few things that he may or may not have known, but I just wanted to talk about cards for a little bit, and he was listening, and I appreciated having him just kind of listen to me banter on about cards. So I built rapport with him, really nice guy, and we were able to close a deal on this, and this was a really fun ad to get into my collection. Lackey stuff, he's not a Hall of Famer. He had some sparks in his career, very utility based, but he was a name for a while, so glad to get this 2010 Bowman Chrome Superfractor John Lackey. This other one here is a 1976 Dennis Eckersley rookie card, 1976 Topps. Love this card. This card suffers from centering issues like badly, really badly. 76 Topps is really rough on centering, and so when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's like the best centered example I've ever seen. I have a whole bunch of these, a lot of them I've just acquired over the years. None of them are as nice as this. So this particular example will be in my to be graded stack. It'll be prepped for that. Probably gonna do PSA on this particular card at some point down the line, I don't know when. If this comes out even an 8, I'm happy. And so there you have it, 1976 Topps Dennis Eckersley rookie card. So these cards, these are interesting and entertaining at the same time. Like what we're gonna be talking about here is just kind of fun stuff I've picked up at the show. I guess we'll start with these 2 Nolan Ryan cards, and then we'll kind of dig into this last other one that's kind of just goofy. So this one gentleman had a bunch of really great graded Nolan Ryan cards, and I picked up this BVG 8 1980 Kellogg's Nolan Ryan. I really like these slabs, man. The BGS does a really great job with their slabs. They're really sturdy. They look great. They're just a good looking design. The thing about Kellogg's, when they were released in the 70s, they had this concave sort of appearance to them. and when you flatten them out, they kind of break. They can break. So they're hard to store. They're kind of hard to collect in that way. You can't really put them in anything. Penny sleeves, top loaders, semi-rigids, binder pages. They're just difficult to store because of that. Luckily, 1980, this particular card is flat and it was slabbed, and it came out without any breaking. I know this because I've actually broken some of these old Kellogg's cards over the years. Like years ago when I was learning about this, I was like, well, just flatten them out, and they cracked and just damaged the card. So I was worried about that with this 80 Kellogg's card, but it looks great. It's not cracked. Likely did not suffer from the concaving issue before it was slabbed. And so got lucky with this one. This is just an awesome card of Mr. Nolan Ryan. So I was glad to add this to the collection. Really cool stuff. This one is really interesting. So I see a lot of stuff at the shows over the years and just in collecting. 1992 Leaf Black Gold Nolan Ryan. I got this for 10. You're probably thinking it's not a big deal. This card is a big deal for two reasons. So if you know anything about 1992 Leaf Black Gold, you understand it's a parallel from the base set, which comes in a flat silver frame. Well, the black golds come in a black frame with typically gold foil lining within the frame. This particular example has silver foil lining. Okay, so that's part one that makes this card interesting. Now, I knew that these silver foil lining cards existed. I've seen a few over the years. Never seen a Ryan. Granted, I don't really look for them. They're under the radar. The dialogue around this may circle around the fact that the card was printed at some point in the foil lay run, and that the silvers came once like the gold was running out. Now, I don't know how factual that is. All I know is even if that is the case, then the silver variations would be exceedingly rare because they'd be at the very end of the lifespan of the gold print cartridge. Now again, that's just logic, basically me thinking about how this could have happened. But check this out. Ready for this? The backs of these are always gold, black gold, hence the backs, gold. On the base 92 Leafs, they're silver. Black golds, the backs are gold. But this one, check this out. You ready for this? It's green. Never seen this before, ever. I don't know if another one exists like it. I don't even know if other cards in the set have greenbacks like this. I have no idea. I've never seen anything like this. First time I've ever seen a greenback 1992 Leaf Black Gold. So it comes with two special characteristics. The front features silver foil and the back features a green print color instead of a standard gold. And you'd think to yourself, like, yeah, could this be another one of those end of the ink cartridge lifespan issues? Well, if that were the case, would gold go to green? I don't think so. I think a gold would go to like a lighter shade of gold, right? Because we're at the end of the gold print span. But green is a completely different color. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this for $10. This is like the greatest thing ever. It's probably the most important pickup of the show, actually. These shows I find really interesting things. Most of which I don't buy, but some things I'm like, I gotta get that. Like, I'll never see this again. I'm gonna kick myself if I don't buy it. This is one of those things, as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to buy it. So I'm always digging around and finding things that are it's kind of wacky, and this is one of those really just obscure, wacky cards. Nolan Ryan, my favorite pitcher of all time, and so really happy to have this card in my collection. An excellent addition to my graded card collection, not just my card collection, but a very strange version of the 1992 Leaf Black Gold Nolan Ryan with silver foil on the front and green tint on the back. Fascinating stuff. So this last one, hilarious. This is so cool. This is the kind of stuff why grading has probably gone up, because people were sending stuff like this into grading. 1981 Donruss, Vita Blue, and a BGS 2. Okay, the guy wanted $2, I paid $1. And then I was thinking, this is probably a Pop 1, jokingly. And then I went home that night and realized this is the only 81 Donruss Vita Blue ever sent into BGS. So it's not only a Pop 1 and a BGS 2, it's a Pop 1 in any BGS grade at all, ever. Why someone would send this card in, such a random card, to BGS, it costs a lot to slab, even before the price increase. There's a significant condition flaw on the top edge, like really bad, but that's probably what downgraded this card. Such a funny card to get, and this is another one of those cards I added into a friend's showcase surrounded by really high-end cards, and I zoomed in on it. Such a cool card to have. I saw it, I passed by it immediately. I was like, it's a 2, well, who cares? But I'm thinking, this guy's probably never going to sell this card. So he's going to sit in this box forever. It's a 2. How many times have I seen a BGS 2 in a relatively modern card? I can't think of a time beyond this. This is the first one. So it's a pop 1 interaction, really. Pop 1 slab, pop 1 interaction. So such a cool thing to get. It's such a funny card to have. I was really glad to get this just because it's such like $1. Like, of course, I'm going to try to grab that. Vita Blue had some important seasons. He was a rookie in 1970. Came up with the A's. People know him for being a pretty good pitcher in his time. So this concludes my discussion points. If you want to see everything else, click in the link below or just scroll down and you can see the pictures of the various things I acquired at the spreads of just everything else I got at the show. Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Reno, and until next time, enjoy collecting. Now you're probably thinking, wow, this guy's pretty good. I think I'm going to watch more of his content. If you're thinking that, you are right. Hit that subscribe button.